Okay, would someone like to make a motion under 8A? That will come from the Finance Committee.
We'll do it in a second.
I believe it's-
The resolution for the 2016 tax anticipation note. So, what's up do we have?
It's one of those green pieces of paper there.
Garbage. 96.
Sorry.
It's 989. This would be, yeah, tax anticipation.
Here, and over here. It's the Shade Tree Commission. This is just a resolution.
It's not an ordinance. Why don't we do that?
Would be good to be accepted.
There, it's a resolution to approve the. Just read it as it is.
Okay, so it's just a resolution to pass the tax. I move to the resolution to pass the tax anticipation note for 2016.
I'll second.
All right, is there any discussion? I know the councilors had an opportunity to see documents from the bank. All in favor of approving the tax anticipation note for 2016?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consider it passed. 8B, anyone?
I'm going to give that to Gigi since she put a lot of effort into this. This would be.
Councilor
The
Tevra
Shane
Moffett.
Tree.
You have a
Wait,
motion?
no.
Resolution to approve the highway contract.
I'm sorry. So it's there's a lot of papers going on here. It was all digital.
I can never find.
Make a motion to approve the highway contract. It's a 3-year contract that will be described in detail momentarily.
Okay, is there a second?
Second that.
All right, the highway contract is on the table. Someone can give the public a description.
Let me give a little more detail based on, so first of all, it covers the 3 members of the highway committee, which that are in collective bargaining. It is a 3-year contract. We've had 4-year contracts in the past. A few contracts, we chose to go with a 3-year contract. We raise over each of the 3 years is 3%. The healthcare plan has been worked out very nicely so that the members of the contract are getting the exact same coverage that they've had, but because of the structure in the healthcare, it's a different deductible that the borough covers. So the bottom line is we should save a good bit of money, somewhere in the range of $15,000 to $25,000 over the course of each year. So that's very positive to give them the quality that they've been seeing, as well as save the borough taxpayers money. We shifted some of their holidays that were on there, roughly 9 to 11 holidays. I don't have it in front of me, but some of them, like Election Day is a perfect case, where if it's a holiday and we would ask them to work, they would get double time. Instead, we made it a flex day where they will have a choice of working, because same with Good Friday and 4 or 5 other holidays. Gives the borough a little more flexibility and not having to pay overtime, gives the employees more flexibility if that's a day they choose to take off or not. We have rules around that. We gave them an extra day. They'd asked for a bereavement day in case of a close relative, and that's categorized very specifically. Passes that they would get 1 bereavement day for that situation, and any additional days they needed they could take from their flex day. Mr. Walco's firm helped clean up the language with sick days, just so we had that clear. Nothing substantially changing in what they get, but just making sure it was a little cleaner than we've had in the past. Was there anything else to the contract that was notably different or interesting? And the highway crew is incredibly comfortable working with us. The one area we talked about was finding a way to get them short-term disability in came in late in the conversation. We couldn't come up with a solution in the short term, but I would ask the Highway Committee next year to continue to look at that, and if it's something we can add on and make sense financially, we can do that, but there's no commitment to it by any means. But there is a commitment to looking at it. And so that's where we are, and we will, hopefully if everybody votes in favor, we'll get it to the highway crew and they will sign it, and everybody will be moving forward within the start of the calendar year.
All right. Thank you. Is there any further discussion on the highway contract? All right. All in favor of approving the highway labor contract as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. I'll consider agenda item 8C. If someone would like to make a motion.
It's up to Shade Tree.
I move that we pass a resolution to hire property manager 24 Sabine Avenue to be hired, just state the specific name of the property. 201 I make this resolution that we hire Yentis. Got it. What happened? Oh, you got it? Oh, you've got the.
Yeah. On behalf of the colleagues, on behalf of the property committee, I move that we pass a resolution to retain Herbert Yennis and Company for commercial management and leasing services at 201 Sabine Avenue.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you,
Oh,
Bob.
well done.
You guys are a good team.
Appreciate that.
Any discussion? Could we get maybe a brief outline of maybe how this is different from our existing contract and maybe the reason for the change?
Absolutely. In terms of management, the fee there and the duties will be similar to what we've had previously with Mr. Preble's company. Where we'll really see a difference is when it comes to brokerage or it comes to the leasing services. We probably won't see any of those impacts until 2016 with the vacating of the MALC administrative spaces. They've asked for a 6-month extension into the new year. We anticipate a more robust advertising and solicitation campaign with the new manager, with the new brokerage house. We will be paying for that difference. Please.
I'd like to get Charlie on the line. He's available now.
Let's bring him in.
Because I just realized that we're doing this. I don't know if we have any conflicts in voting. So I wanted to make sure we had the quorum there for that part.
I don't think it would.
Okay, we'll still get a minute.
This is a class issue, it's not just a class.
Oh, okay.
Nonetheless, he's available as a council member, let's bring him in. What's the number, Bob?
610-888-0992.
Feel free to call me.
I'll see if I can find my email. I didn't know if you knew.
That's it. Hi, Charlie. You're in the meeting. We've got a full house.
Charlie, we're at the point where we're talking about the property manager, Yennis and Company, and then we should take over again. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, please. Sorry, I was pulling up the RFP. Okay. So as I was saying, they will be commercial property management and then leasing brokerage. The biggest change we'll see with the leasing brokerage are twofold. We think that there'll be more robust advertising and solicitations, but we're also going to pay a much different fee than we paid under Mr. Preble for that. We think that the increase that we'll pay for that fee will be made up for presumably what they'll be able to attract in potential tenants. The selection of Yentis comes after an RFP process that started on or around October 30th. We had indications of up to 5 different companies that would submit bids, 3 of which submitted bids, and Yentis being the one that the property committee has deemed to be the most superior of the 3 bids that actually came in. Anything to add, Mr. Venture?
Any further discussion? All in favor of adopting Herbert Yentis Company as the property manager for 201 State Line, say aye.
Aye.
Bob, you had said something about shade tree that wasn't on the agenda.
It's in the ordinances.
Oh, it's in the, okay, then we'll get to it there. There being no further resolutions for this evening, I'm getting some head nods. Let's move to section 9, ordinances to be introduced and considered for adoption. The ordinances that we're introducing will be considered for adoption at the recessed meeting of Borough Council on December 30th. Ordinance number 986, Public Works.
The members of the Public Works Committee and Finance Committee recommend the introduction of ordinance number 986. This ordinance will establish the total expense of the collection and disposal of garbage, rubbish, and other solid waste materials for the year 2016 determined to be $567,500, with the amount of 1.87 mils continued from 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. The ordinance will be duly advertised and considered for adoption at the December 30th, 2015 meeting of Borough Council. The title of the ordinance need to be read.
Right. Is there a second?
I second that.
Is there any discussion on the solid waste ordinance? Hearing none, all in favor of introducing ordinance number 986, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, would someone like to introduce an ordinance number 987 and 988? I believe they're combined into a single motion on the table here.
Ordinance number 987, an ordinance computing the total number of gallons of water used or estimates to have been used or estimated to have been used by consumers connected to the sewer system in the Borough of Narberth in the 4 quarterly periods used by Aqua Pennsylvania, and rendering bills as closely approximate in time to the end of the preceding year as records of water company and its schedules of water meter readings will permit, fixing the total amount of the annual sewer rental for the years 2016 and determining the amount to be charged each property connected to the borough sewers for each 1,000 gallons of water consumed.
Okay, and ordinance number 988, you can do them at the same time.
An ordinance to further amend ordinance number 693, approved the 27th day of December 1979 by changing section 8 of that ordinance to reflect the total amount of the annual sewer rental for the year 2016 and the calculations involved in arriving at that total.
All right, any discussion regarding the introduction of ordinance 987 or 988? Hearing none, all in favor of introducing ordinance 987 and 988, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Ordinance number 989. Who has that? I believe you have it right here.
Ordinance number 980, the Public Works Committee recommends the adoption of 989.
Finance Committee.
This is Public Works, so
Oh, okay.
I will correct that to Finance Committee.
Thank you. That one's actually
The members of the Finance Committee, under the guidance of Charles Cilio, recommend the adoption of number 989 titled Ordinance number 989, levying taxes for the year 2016 and relating to other fiscal matters of the Borough of Narberth. Respectfully submitted to Finance Committee.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion regarding this ordinance? Hearing none, all in favor?
Well, I just wanted to be clear, in our recessed session, we'll finalize the budget and set the rate for next year
That's right, this is the introduction of the ordinance that
of the
advertises
ordinance.
that this will happen at our December 30th meeting, yes. All in favor of introducing ordinance number 989? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Passes unanimously. Ordinance number 992. Who has that?
I got it right here. The members, let's see if it's Public Works or Finance.
Public Works.
The members of the Public Works Committee recommend the adoption of ordinance number 992 entitled Ordinance number 992, an ordinance amending chapter 37, section 37.1 of the Narberth Borough Code. I wanted to give this to you, I'm sorry.
All right,
You can
taking
finish
it from there.
Yeah.
From section 37-1 of the Narberth Borough Code to increase the number of shade tree commissioners to 5 citizens.
Is there a
Public
second?
I second that.
Just for the record, I should note that Councilor Tevlin Moffett is the one who made the motion. She was speaking in a low voice earlier.
Sorry.
Is there any discussion, maybe, so the public, so the reason for this ordinance introduction?
Well, there are 2 reasons. There was a public interest in actually sort of revamping and revitalizing the Shade Tree Commission and having a clearer meeting schedule and that sort of thing. And then the folks who are on there, who have been reappointed, asked for very similarly a succession situation to be put in place and to be able to pass on the information that they've gained over time. And of course, what's on everybody's mind is to restore Jim Spear, the canopy within Narberth that has actually sort of shrunk over time.
All right. All in favor of introducing ordinance number 992, say aye.
Aye.